What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be decorating and setting up my 20-gallon long aquarium. As you can see, I got a bunch of rocks from the beach, started placing them and just kind of playing with dimensions and how I wanted this tank to look. Just stacked everything together. I ended up boiling these rocks for 10 to 20 minutes as recommended, just to get rid of all of the bacteria and all of the grossness on them. That's what the internet says to do, so that's what I did. I have everything laid out, ready to go. The rocks are cooled, made such a mess. And this is the filter I ended up going with, the AC30 by Fluval. Recommended so many times to use this, and I picked up some new plants as well. These are super pretty with the pinks, the reds. So excited to use that along with this Neo CO2 DIY kit. I started by just pouring out all these tiny little pebbles that I had left over from doing my shrimp cube, kind of building up a mound just to kind of get everything heightened, so that way I can put that piece of driftwood right on top and get it higher than the rocks. I just kind of sprinkled the Fluval Stratum on the bottom as well throughout the tank. That way any remaining plants would have nutrients throughout the tank. And then I just used my Aquascaping tool to pull it away from the edges of the tank. That way you would only see the sand that I'm going to cap it with. I basically just kept adding more Fluval Stratum, mounding, scraping, just kept repeating the process until I liked it. Then I put the wood inside and just kind of played with it until I liked the fitment and placement, but it stuck up a little bit too high, so I did have to cut it, which was no problem. Stuck the rocks in there just how I liked them in the first place, and then I tried to glue and tack down all the contact points with this Flourish glue so that way it wouldn't float away, but it did. Alrighty guys, so as you saw, I did the substrate, I mounded it, I got the rocks, I boiled them, and I tacked down this piece of wood because it's not waterlogged and I didn't want it to float away. Not that I think it truly would, but while that's drying, we're gonna go over some other products. My hair looks crazy. This is so last minute, but anyways, this is a Imaginarium aquarium. So I went to Petco to get the lid, which I have, and I also picked up these cute red plants. They're kind of like vine stemming. I forget the name. I'll put them in here. I'll put a picture here. Have a field day. But these are super cute, so I actually picked these up, and they were only like $6. So I got 3 of them. I got 2 tall ones and then a short one. So hopefully those will grow in nice. I was also recommended this filter for a 20-gallon, specifically the long. They said to go with the 10 to 30 instead of the 10 to 20, just because of the filtration capacity. So I went with this guy. So I'm gonna actually open this up. It uses media and stuff instead of a true filter cartridge. So I'm very curious. 2-year extended warranty. That's honestly really nice. I have the Imaginarium one in my 10-gallon, which I do like, but I wanted to give something else a shot. So it's clear, like very clear, which is interesting. Very breathable on the top. Opens up. Has a sponge that goes over the filter, which is phenomenal. We love those. And it's basically your average filter. It looks to be good quality. And the media is in here. So I'm gonna open this up. So there's a sponge, which I think goes at the bottom, according to the picture. I'm assuming this is active charcoal, but it's in like a little baggie. And then some actual media. So I'm curious how this is gonna work. I'm curious how it's gonna go. But it should be perfectly fine. I mean, it's Fluval. I feel like they have a pretty good reputation, but I just have never used them. The star of the show is Neo CO2. I am going to do a whole separate video on setting this up and introducing it to my 20-gallon results, all of that after this video, for obvious reasons. But essentially, you just open this up. It comes with the bottle, the packets, the tubing, the everything. Comes with the tubing, the little diffuser, It comes with the bottle itself, which is just like yeast and stuff like that. This is what it looks like. It is loose. It's loose powder. I'm not going to shake it, but it is loose. And then it comes with refill packets, which you can buy extras as well online. So, very curious about this. Like I said, it is going to be a separate video just because it's a little bit longer of a process. This video is going to already be so long. But yeah, if you want to see that, stay tuned, subscribe, click the bell, and you'll get the notification of when this gets posted. And then you can see if it's worth it or not, because I feel like I searched up a whole bunch of videos and no one really gave me like a clear answer. So this is real, this is legit, this is not very professional, but here we are. So that's that. And now that this is probably done drying, we're gonna cap this off with my sand here. This is the sand that I got. Just a light colored sand, just to kind of make it look like a riverbank. So we're gonna go ahead and cap this off. All right, guys. So I have a bunch of different plants here, but essentially we are going to try and put them in first. So I have this red sword here, who's looking luxurious. And we're gonna pop her in first. So I'm kind of gonna cap everything like this. Pop her in there, which I think is how you're supposed to do that. And I kind of want her to be just like that. Just towards the back so she'll fill in this whole back area. I got these Aquascaping Tools off Amazon, and I don't really like them because they're so sharp that they actually were breaking the plant when I was just doing that. I didn't like that. Now we have two types of crypts. We have the bronze crypt, which I went over in my last video if you guys are curious. And we're just gonna take her out. Put this pot nice and carefully. Open her up. Look at all that. Should be good. And I think I want to put it in the back here, towards the back, or towards the side in here. I'm not exactly sure. I think I want to put it towards the front, maybe like right in here. And then the taller one I'll put in the back. Grab it, pop it in there. Never used actual aquascaping tools, like I said, so this is very interesting for me. I always use my hands. I feel like I'm like breaking it, but I know I'm not. Just feels like it. There we go. And that'll just kind of hang out in there. It'll grow into the other one, but that's okay. Now the Cryptoludia. Same thing, just gonna take this off. I'm gonna speed this up a bit, and we're gonna put all the plants in there. So this is the tank, probably about a couple hours. The wood clearly floated to the top. It will waterlog over time. The water's super cloudy, but that will also clear over time. I got all the plants placed in, added some detail rocks as well, and now we're just gonna let it all clear and sit for a couple weeks, make some final adjustments, and see what happens. But that is the overall for this tank, and this clip is today, which is the day after. So the water cleared up, just waiting for that log to sink, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. This tank is going to clear for the next few days, and I'm going to make some final adjustments. But other than that, that is the video, and that's my 20 gallon.